FlamesNation Citizens, we're back.
We are back.
I'm Lyle Peterman.
And I'm Michela Sheedy. We are live. Well, not live, but we're,
we
currently
should
we're
probably
live.
change the wording of live.
We're not live.
Whatever.
But we're here in Marda Loop at the Oodle Noodle Studios, and we have a very, very special and beloved Calgary icon.
Yeah, born
in
and
the
raised
studio.
Calgarian, I would say. Mr. Ernie Tsu, welcome.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks, guys.
As you guys probably know, Ernie is the man, the myth, and the legend of Trolley 5 on 17th Ave. And he likes to keep us nice and hydrated and fed during the summer months and the winter months and all year long. So
I don't even want to guess how many Trolley 5 beers I've consumed over the years.
Lots and lots.
But it's glorious to have you in here. Thanks for taking your time on what is the hottest day of the year so far.
It's a little ridiculous. How are you handling the heat?
I'm not good in heat. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it is hot.
Do you prefer the cold?
No, I prefer like
fair weather
degrees.
Yeah.
But hey, it's great for it's hot, but it's perfect for all the patios out there.
Of course,
as long as you got the umbrellas up.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
There's nothing sexier than a patio in like a Calgary summer. Like that's the thing to do,
especially right now when all the sidewalk establishments set up.
Yeah.
It's just a vibrant 17th.
Patios.
And
yeah, and everyone's done such a good job with the extended patios over the last few years too. So.
Well, that was, I think, a really good thing that came out of COVID was the extended patio situation, because like obviously we had no choice.
Yes.
To like there was like we had to adapt, we had to get things done. But I like how we kind of kept that
plexiglass.
Yeah. Though that wasn't the fun part, but the extended patio spaces and like those kind of infrastructure things that were built during that time, like I love it.
And what I got to give props to the city and the work you guys have done there with the BIAs and everything around is now they look good. They have really permanent looking sidewalks around. They have nice protection, the cement pads, flowers. It looks really nice.
Instead of like sometimes like the pylons with the tape that were out before, because we were
just the ropes.
Yeah, they were just getting by, which is totally fine. But we love Trolley 5, and I was there the other day. I was in between meetings or something, and I was like, I'm gonna stop in and I'm gonna have some food, and it's gonna be great. It was delicious, by the way.
It is 17th Ave hotspot, isn't it? For all things. Let's go back a little bit though. Born and raised Calgarian. Something people might not know about you is kind of your family history in the restaurant business. What's that?
Yeah, my family, they own Silver Dragon.
Beautiful.
So it's been around now 56 years in Calgary, over 30 years in Banff.
Yeah.
My grandfather came here, landed immigrant, $9 in his pocket, and started the restaurant from there.
So did you always just know you were going to be a restaurateur?
No, my family didn't want me in the restaurants, but they didn't.
Well, you proved them wrong.
You're like, damn it, I'm staying.
I was fortunate enough to, get a good start in the industry, met a mentor, an amazing mentor when I was 18, 19 years old, and started off as a busboy and kind of worked my way up all the way through. And now I'm owning.
And you still go by the term head busboy, correct?
That's right. Yeah. You got to stay humble, man. Got to know us owners, we do everything.
I love those like from the ground up kind of stories, especially like with an immigrant family. Like my mom's side, it was from Italy and they immigrated, and it's like it seems like the story is always kind of similar. It's like they arrived with almost pennies in their pockets, and they were like, nope, we are going to hustle and we are going to make a life here. And it warms my little Calgarian heart to know that we still have that family success here in the city.
There's so many great restaurant owners that have started like from nothing in the ground up. PJ, president of Craft Beer Market, John Leewag, CEO of Radio Block Hospitality, Stephen Deere, Modern Steak. I love those guys all came from the Northeast, right? Yeah. So, it's an awesome entrepreneurial city for sure.
It's amazing to me. Not only do we have great restaurants, but we have these great groups that continue to pump out great product after another. And going back to Silver Dragon, it's the oldest or second oldest restaurant in Alberta, isn't it?
Well, I think it might actually be the oldest, definitely in Calgary.
Wow.
I think Smugglers was a little bit ahead there, but then they closed. They've reopened.
Yeah, that doesn't count if you stop.
What's that?
It doesn't count on the record. Stops if you stop.
It's like a relationship.
Silver Dragon, Calgary now. It's going to be the oldest. Yeah, for sure in Calgary.
In an industry that's all about turnover and changing, that's an
Yeah.
incredible feat, really, when you can have a product that lasts that long.
Well, you see so many businesses like, I mean, the pandemic didn't help for this at all, but you know, you see an amazing bar or restaurant open, and then sometimes within a year or two or like 5, they disappear. And it's just like, it sucks because I fall in love with these places and I get to know the staff, and you get personally attached to like their story and their success. And I mean, you are such a champion for all like small businesses in the city. I am seeing you on the news all the time. Even my dad goes, "Hey, this is the Trolley 5 guy again." And I'll be like, "Yep, that's Ernie." And he's
do you ever
great.
say no to an interview? I mean, you're here today, obviously.
I wouldn't if I were him.
But like we're all over, especially with the Alberta Hospitality Association, correct?
COVID was tough. I mean, you know, the interviews were great to make sure that our industry was being heard and it was relevant.
Yep.
I mean, you hit it on the nail. I mean, restaurants are there to create an emotional attachment or a memory.
Mhm.
You know, some of my favorite restaurants went down after COVID. Like Cilantro's to me was devastating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, like I'd go there before I would bartend on Electric Avenue. After I'd bartend on Electric Avenue,
Mhm.
you know, it just those restaurants. But with the interviews and the media, what everyone didn't know was it was pretty tough times. You know, I think we had a ongoing tick sheet at the front door of how many death threats I was going to get that week after an interview. You know, trying to just bring to light what's happening in our industry. And but coming out of COVID, it's been outstanding to see the public really come back and support all their local restaurants, you know, not just in our province, but across the country. The larger one is to see all the restaurants get right back into the charity game, you know? So, you know, and I really wanted that message to be heard during COVID was what restaurant ever says no to a silent auction item or gift card or, you know, minor sports league association fundraisers, right? So, you know, they're an integral part of the community, and I'm just glad we got through it. My God.
You're so right though. Like, you know, you serve food, you have great beer, you have a great product, a great atmosphere, but it's about creating those memories. And I remember my last show right before the official lockdown in like for the pandemic, that first big like holy crap, what is this thing? Was that Trolley 5?
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
And it was amazing. It was so fun. We all had this kind of like ominous, like weird thing going on, but we're like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna have a good time with the time that we have, and we're gonna dance and party. And it was really fun. So that's a special thing for me.
That was the bigger one for me, you know. Born and raised in Calgary, live music was such a staple. You know, we had Morgan's and Backstreet, and the Trop is still here, thank goodness.
It's still kicking.
But still kicking. But like for the musicians especially, you know, associated with local bars and nightclubs, it's great to see that back at 100%.
Do you think that it'll ever kind of be what it was back in the day though? Because I mean,
live music,
so like my friends, like artists, musicians, they're saying that, you know, years ago there was the circuit and there was always bars to play, and you could go out and you could do essentially like an Alberta tour. And it's just so hard. It's so hard to do that now.
Well, I think the realization is that the one massive positive that came out of COVID was restaurant owners are across the country are a 3 to 5% profit line, right? So COVID for 2 years, taking away 2 years of your business away, you know, it's going to take us 2.5 years to try to get that back. The larger issue is that you as a musician know, you know, you've got a band, you have sound, you have equipment, you have a lot of costs that are involved. Well, a musician is going to cost X amount, which is more than a DJ.
Yes.
For a restaurant owner, it becomes a situation of, even with ticket sales, it can be very hard to achieve, you know, paying a band and then being able to stay on top.
It's a tricky little dance.
So hard.
And I think it's it's yeah, this dance that we have, it is intricate, and there is like a special sauce sometimes of how it can work, but it's like I know that you and your establishment and what you guys believe in is just the general culture of Calgary, and you guys do what you can to support that. You facilitate events, it's just it's a great time. So whether it is a DJ or a band, like you guys are supporting, and it's really, really nice to see.
Yeah, I'd love to see the live music scene really come back.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Alberta government can step up and come up with some type of support for local musicians to get back on track, or
Mhm.
to be able to give some support there so that it's not that large of a hit to a local restaurant or pub owner.
Mhm.
But it's starting to come back slowly, which is great to see. But is it going to be like it was in the late 90s for me, where you could not turn anywhere and not have live music?
It's
There's
so
live music,
crazy.
like all the way out to when I got my start at, the Seahorse Pub and Restaurant.
Yeah.
There was a live musician at the Seahorse Pub and Restaurant. Then there was a live musician at Olive Grove and a live musician at another pub. And that's all in Mindapore, which was the last community in
the final
Mhm.
stand. So 2014, the city goes nuts with the Flames, and you become what's now coined as the heart of the Red Mile.
Yes.
So just like bring us back to that time, how crazy it was, and kind of how Trolley 5 became known as the heart of the Red Mile.
Well, 2014, I had Classic Jacks. 2014, I just got on the craft beer market. The heart of the Red Mile is actually the Melrose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So our landlord, Wayne, had Melrose Place during the other two Flames runs. I had Classic Jacks in 1410.
Yeah.
So the mile went all the way down to 14th Street. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But the heart of the Red Mile, that was Wayne. That was Wayne from Melrose. He trademarked the hashtag heart of the Red Mile. So Melrose became the heart of was the start of the heart of the Red Mile.
Okay.
We were just blessed, when we opened up Trolley 5, that we continued on, and Wayne allowed us to take over the hashtag, take over the trademark heart of the Red Mile. And Trolley 5 is a big building. You get 500 people in there, so it's great to have that many fans there for every single game. Yeah.
It seems like it's such a hot spot though. Like I've, on a day like today where it's really hot, or even like the start of hockey season, right? Where you can still, that teetering moment where we're like, are we still on patios yet? I don't know. But like it is bumping there, and it's so great. Or like even during games, it's full of Flames jerseys, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. It's not just us. There's the ship.
Yeah.
Right. You've got Porch next to us that is great before the games, and quite frankly, like all the Concord restaurants before the games for dinner, you'll see those full, and then people going and then coming back for cocktails. Una, obviously, but it's just the Red Mile's just a great street. It's just awesome, and it's great to be associated with the Flames in that sense. Yeah.
Now let's go to that a little bit here. So associated with the Flames, there's been quite a few. I've talked to you many times about these visits, but you guys have often hosted team events, both post and preseason get-togethers. Kind of tell us how that's been in terms of hosting the players themselves so many times.
And who's your favorite too? I want to know who's your favorite.
Well, who tips well?
Yeah, they're you know what, the team is they're awesome, and I'm sure that you hear that from other restaurants and bars that they go to and have team events at, but they've always been nothing but class with our staff and how they conduct themselves. Last year when we had the first team event where Uyghur, Huberdeau, and Kadri, basically the whole team was there, and with those three massive additions, and man, the energy in that room, like the feeling when you talk to the players at that time, there was a real sense that they were really, really going to go deep. It was unfortunate how the season panned out, but they still maintained. Mangiapane, I can't say enough about that guy. He when Andrew's at any of the restaurants, you'll never see him say no to to an autograph or a photo, or there's a parent one time at brunch that said, "Oh, my son loves you." He's like, "Oh, go get him."
Oh,
bring him over.
Yeah,
that's
go get
so
him.
sweet.
And Guy left, came back. His son was like beaming. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So, Michael Backlund is one of the classiest players I have ever met, in all my years in this industry out of any sports. And, it was great. It's just great to see that, you do have class professional players in the city.
Yeah. And ones that love to support small businesses and local businesses, especially on the Red Mile.
Yeah.
So.
Any specific memories stick out of team parties gone too wild? Maybe real extra friendly.
You can glaze over the details.
I tried.
Yeah.
All right, let's not get too analytical here because that's not
I
our
will
format.
say this though, Lucic, I know he's not a Flame anymore, but that guy's the spirit animal, man. He's like, they gravitate to him. He's just that, he's that guy that you loved in high school. He just creates great energy around him.
And some of his quotes recently after leaving was just like the Flames and Calgary re-energized him, made him fall in love with hockey again. Things like that. So you can really see.
But you could see it too when he was out. He's like he'll talk to everybody, and he's just class act. I'm glad he's back in Boston.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's going to have a 1-year retirement.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end it.
Way to finish. Yeah,
I'm still sad, but that's
it's like it'd be like Ginla coming back to retire. I love the move from that standpoint. Let's get a little analytical, just from what you said. The beginning of the season, this group came in. They felt like they were going to win. I know you watch almost every game. You're a big fan of the sport, both for our team and the team up north, which we won't really talk about.
Not those
Ernie's
guys.
an Oiler
Remember,
fan
there
too.
is an Alberta flag. An Alberta flag. Yeah.
Does that make you impartial?
I've threatened that flag a few times, but that's fine.
Get that flag down. Not the Alberta flag.
Not the Alberta flag. Sorry, the Oiler flag beside the Alberta flag. He's got them both there. So, in your opinion, though, what went wrong from that group that came in the beginning of the season like they were going to go deep to what we saw night after night this year?
Well, I mean, there's a number of things, and I'm sure that everybody's like torn it apart up and down.
I want Ernie's take, though.
I think for myself, that like as a coach, let's coach, provincial team volleyball and high level club. Like when I look at a player like Huberdeau, right, we have to remember something. Huberdeau didn't have one good season when they signed him. He had 3. So I think when I look at how they handled Huberdeau when he got here, he spent his whole, all those successful seasons on the left wing, and then he gets here and he's put on the right.
Yeah.
So
for no apparent reason.
And I don't pretend to be an expert on the ice and hockey, but I don't know. Like if you have, it's kind of like if it's not broke,
don't fix it.
Yeah. So, but the bigger one for me, I think, was just that once it started to get tight, it looked like they played tight.
Yeah.
It was almost like every game was like play not to lose, right? Instead of just, they were a little more freewheeling, the past couple of years, 5 goals, right? They were scoring in a lot of those games. Right?
Yeah. They were trying to rely on Markstrom to win them a game 2-1.
Yeah.
It wasn't working.
Yeah.
It did seem to click kind of
the sense
halfway through. And then it was like, okay. And then we were walking this fine line and it was hit or miss, but I don't know. Here's to the upcoming season.
Fans for many years were crying for rebuild. They wanted to see what the next step is. And I think we've kind of shifted into the rebuild time in many ways. But what are you excited about for this year? What do you think the team can do with pieces like Huberdeau still here?
Kadri's
still here. Uyghur's still
awesome
here
at the World Championships. Yeah.
What do you think you want to see now with that younger guys mix into that group as well?
I think I'd like to see the Flames fans not want to rebuild. I think, I think the issue is that if you want to rebuild, how patient are you going to be?
Well, the answer is not patient. I don't think,
because what does the rebuild look like? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4?
Yeah.
Years. I know for us on the Red Mile, we want to make sure that they make playoffs.
Right? Yeah.
So, so for me, I think we'll see how Conroy, moves through the next couple months and what he's able to put together. Team chemistry and goal setting is going to have to be very important, right? Is everyone going to be on the same page there? And I think, when you look at New Jersey, or even Seattle, where they've made a commitment to young and fast and,
Yep. Speed over everything else.
Exactly. And they may not be the most skilled, but they're fast, and we'll see what happens by the end. It's panned out, right? So the buy-in has to be there, but I think the buy-in also has to come from the fans and the public, and what kind of patience is going to be there, right? So
yeah, I've never been a bandwagon hopper. I am
stay on
true, and I pick one, and it's ride or die till the end for me. And people will come up to me all the time and be like, Flames suck. And be like, I do not even care.
Yeah.
I will be proudly wearing this jersey until the bitter end. And it's sad to hear about fans to be like, oh no, I'm not buying season tickets again because
those
blah, blah,
guys,
blah. It's
they say
come
that every
on.
year.
Those Flames fans, and Lyle and I have had many a conversation about this,
Yeah.
about the difference between an Oilers fan and a Flames fan, right?
Mm.
Oh gosh.
A lot of the Flames fans, you could say name 5 players and their numbers. Can't happen.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? If we've played that game so many times,
I've
right?
met a lot of really uneducated Oiler fans too.
Well, yeah, now because all they know is McDavid, but the true Oiler fans, they can go
That's
back
true.
to Smith, Hemsky, Pisani, right?
They had a long time to really build a strong, committed fan base. I mean, they were a short dynasty for. Well, now there's been really no dynasty since. Has there?
I don't know.
It was the last real NHL dynasty.
One of the things that I'm fearful for is, how is the team going to be coached?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Sutter came in and Goudreau, Monahan, it was he going to be able to get them all on the way he wanted them to play? And it was success that year. And then the following year, it was almost like his exit out of LA, right? Did not end well. There was a game I was at Trolley 5, and Backlund was lighting it up, and 2 minutes left. They need to keep up by that one goal, and Backlund's on the bench. I couldn't understand it.
Having the career game of the season, pretty much.
Yeah, the season. And so I think the key piece is also how are they going to be coached, and how's that approach going to be? I was hoping for Mitch Love,
I was too, but I understand that he wasn't ready in their system, in their mind. I understand that side of it, but sad to see Mitch Love go.
Yeah.
Wish him all the best in Washington. Let's shift gears a little bit back to the Red Mile. So 17th Avenue, for the fans who don't know, if you're living under a rock in our city. New plans for the Arts and Culture District, whatever that's called, is going to make 17th Ave go wrap around BMO Center, through the Stampede Park.
If the city doesn't screw it up.
Okay. Without getting too political or that deep into it, just how important, in your opinion, is the arena project in general to the city?
Well, it's very important. And I think what everyone has to understand, when did they do the plebiscite? It was
for the Olympics?
No, they had the general survey for the arena back when Nenchi was.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And majority came out saying the arena was needed. Now here's the key piece. Okay. Over 50% of the revenues of the city of Calgary come from commercial property tax. So,
which is a lot.
Event center or rink or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Tourism Calgary, which does a phenomenal job of analytics and numbers. In 1 year, $79 million was lost to the city of Edmonton in concert revenue. Okay, so this doesn't include the peripheral spending into hotels, restaurants, taxi, Uber, right? So we have to associate. It's not just about the Flames and a new rink. It is about jobs. It is about economy. It is about the over 50% of commercial property tax that needs to come into the city so that we can stave off a larger residential tax raise.
Yeah.
Right. So let's not forget, and it's not about politics. These are non-emotional numbers, and it happened. When Mayor Nenshi had to put a commercial property tax freeze on, right? That was because businesses were closing.
Yeah.
And if they weren't closing, they were moving out of Calgary. So that means loss of jobs. That means loss of peripheral spending. So this rink is, I mean, not rink, I apologize. This event center and everything around it
Mhm.
it's important to the city. And here's the larger one. Every one of the councillors, except for one, that are in place right now on all of their campaign that this new event center was needed to be a world-class city.
I agree. I
Right?
agree
So
wholeheartedly.
let's look at that verbiage, a world-class city.
Yeah.
And now, because of the issues that has happened between, the city and, the Flames organization,
Mm-hmm.
well, yes, it's going to be more expensive when you have to quote it again for a third time, fourth time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back
Right?
to design phase. Back
Exactly. So you go back to that, everything, materials, a full requote on design from engineering to architecture, it's going to cost more. Right.
You know, I think
that's the reality of it all.
This whole thing, like I'm hoping, because it, like you said, it's going to bring so much more to our city, and I hope it also brings a bit more of a love and a belief and a hope for our city, because we have the Stampede and it is amazing, but it is 10 days. I want that kind of electric feeling all year round. And like I will say the Stampede visually looked great with like even just the construction of that BMO Center. Like I was like, oh, like this is starting to really like piece together. And it was nice. I mean, despite all the fucking traffic, but like all the construction and all the traffic is going to be crazy for a long time. And I will put up with it if it means that it is going to bring this newfound love for some people for this city. I hate the fact that some people like it's like a fair weather kind of relationship.
Look
here.
at what it's done for Edmonton.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you talk to the restaurateurs or hospitality or hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what it's done for Edmonton. And it's not about the Oilers. It's about, well, we saw Beyonce and then we stayed at the JW Marriott and
I was just
we flew our company in from Toronto.
Yeah.
Right. So, then we rented a boardroom at that hotel. Like, so much comes out of it. And the larger one is why fight an organization that's giving $55 million to charity a year?
Yeah.
Right.
That is true.
Period. If they were to leave for whatever reason, that's going away.
Yeah.
That's not going to get picked up by some smaller organization.
No, there's no way.
That's just gone.
Talk to the charities that they're involved with.
Yeah.
We try and avoid our trips to Edmonton as much as we possibly can. But when we do go, we stay at the JW Marriott, beautiful hotel. That's part of the plans that have been.
You better be hitting Range Road when you're up there.
Yeah. But we were sitting in the pool at JW for one of the last ones was Justin Timberlake.
I'm so jealous.
He was so good. That was the Man of the Woods tour. Pardon?
Was he in Calgary?
No, we had to go to Edmonton. We wouldn't be there if not for this.
I'm not going to Edmonton as a choice. Like
by far not. So we're in the pool, and the entire pool, about 60 people that were hanging up for the concert, every single one of them, minus 2 from Saskatchewan, were from Calgary.
Yeah.
No one wanted to be there if it wasn't for the arena and Justin Timberlake.
Wow. There's some.
The thing is,
we all agreed though we wanted our own arena. Like they weren't looking to a holiday to Edmonton. They were looking to go to the show.
I do that sometimes just because I like the water park at West Ed, but that's just me.
Fair.
But so think about it. Like, and hey, I'm Alberta Hospitality Association, so I want every
all of Alberta
restaurant to do well across the province. But you just said it right there. Why would Calgarians not want that money spent in their city?
Here, yeah,
right.
And that was the sentiment on the hot tub discussion was why can't we have this?
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and we're still not what feels like any closer to.
Yeah,
feels closer, but I don't know.
Well, how about this? Blink 182.
Yeah.
Every single city, that drum solo is like the old Motley Crue. Starts here. The drum set gets inverted, goes over top of the crowd.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it at the Dome.
We don't have the infrastructure on our old girl to be able to support that.
Could not do it at the Dome.
No.
Blink was in shock.
Yeah.
He had no idea.
Well, our
drums, they're in the ground here.
They do, which is really sad. But the thing is,
Church had to go fully acoustic when he was here.
Because there was snow on the roof.
There was
in the winter city.
Which is crazy, right? Like, and I look forward to the day when all of those huge shows can come here. I'm going to be so happy. But thinking about the Saddle Dome being torn down makes me a little weepy. I'm not gonna lie.
But then look at it, okay, from a Flames standpoint,
Yeah.
are players gonna really want to come and play in that
No.
rink right now?
But it's because I'm
nostalgia
born
for
and
you.
raised here, and
Yeah.
it's like that it has so much sentimental value to me, and even like some other people I work with. Steve even said he's like, I'm
I
probably
know.
gonna cry. Like
I have
Hey,
a
that
picture
last
with-
game
I
will
got a
be
picture
sad.
with Ken
Yeah.
Nielsen, the Magic Man. You know, a Hawk and Lube signed, stick. I love that Saddle Dome.
Yeah.
Right. Remember going with my grandfather after he'd be done cooking at the kitchen of the Silver Dragon, and we'd go watch the Flames. But at the end of the day, whether you are a Bettman fan or not, like he's not wrong. This rink is done.
No. And
I was there for Nickelback backstage, and I forgot
that was a low key
how
flex. That was really
archaic-
nice.
Yeah, like I forgot how archaic.
I'm a pretty
the-
big deal.
The rink is when you're down
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy cow! Like this is
Even just like the wires,
yeah,
like up in the
everything. It
well,
just-
and the issue, and I think I've explained this to a lot of people who are like, well, just renovate it. It's like,
it's not gonna work that
listen,
way.
Calgary, we were very proactive. We wanted to build this really cool structure that really,
Saddle.
was like
it was
iconic to
awesome.
Calgary. It was, but it's not a structure
Iconic.
built to renovate.
No, because well, I mean, as unique as it is, even the sound quality isn't great. The
100%.
sound
Not
gets
great, it
caught
sucks.
in those kind of rafters, and it,
Yeah.
countless artists and musicians come through here and they're like, wow, this blows. And I hate that because I just have such a soft spot for it. But there's no way that we'd be able to do
if you
a
were in the
facelift.
back half, 75%. Like if you're in the
Yeah.
back 25% of that rink for a concert,
You're
it's
not hearing
terrible.
shit.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And we're never going to fix the roof to have a weight again. So that's the problem.
So I think everyone's got to like. It's not just about the Flames. It's about, it's about the concerts. It's about the art, the music, everything.
Our
that you
whole
bring in.
culture in this city is going to be shifted.
And don't get me wrong, the BMO BMO
Beautiful.
Convention Center.
She looks nice.
Yeah, and you were starting to see some world-class conventions really looking at Calgary again.
Yeah.
Which is
Rotary
gonna be
International. Big news just came out too. The Indigenous Games that are coming, North American Indigenous Games coming to Calgary
That's
in
so exciting.
2027.
Geez, when that announcement get me?
I think like 2 days ago, Monday maybe.
Yeah, and then we've got a local
Yeah.
Calgarian, David Legge. He's pushing for the Commonwealth Games to come to Calgary, Edmonton.
2030.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got that going on, so that's awesome.
We're really working on it, and it's nice to see, but there's so many emotions involved with all of this change. Like,
And this has been said, but we built these facilities for the Olympics. We've definitely benefited from World Cups and all these things.
yes, yeah,
We can't expect that to continue without putting money back into facilities.
I agree.
World-class city.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's what everyone's got to kind of wrap their head around. And we're always going to have different opinions about it, but at the end of the day, does it bring more energy?
Mhm.
Does it bring more energy to the city? Does it bring more vibrancy to the city? Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, and like if we can have that electricity like from Stampede all year round.
So here's the funny thing: everyone loves Stampede.
Yeah,
The people that are the haters against the new event
They're
center of
just
the rink.
jealous is
As
what they
soon
are.
as the Stampede hits, it's like, oh my goodness, like look who's coming to town for Stampede,
Mhm.
right? Look at all of the acts.
Yeah.
Well, that is associated to a world-class concert facility as well.
And we
So,
can have that. Like I truly believe that it'll get there. It's just this weird road to the opening. Frick, even the groundbreaking of this new facility is like
Just
it's gonna
thought-
be
which-
crazy.
To bring it back to Ernie's first point with the average taxpayer, I don't want to, not on the taxpayer's dime.
No.
Going back to Ernie's first point, more business reduces residential tax. As simple as
Mhm.
that. And the
Holds
arena
it,
is a
holds it.
pro-business move.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily pull residential back, but it holds it. It keeps
Holds
it
it,
at
yeah.
bay, right? So now, hey, flip the coin. If over 50% is coming from residential property tax, then we have to have a different conversation.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
and the entrepreneurs now, there's an increase in commercial property tax, there's an increase in residential. So the entrepreneur is getting hit twice.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Shifting gears a bit, Ernie, you mentioned earlier coaching volleyball.
Mm,
I know maybe our listeners don't know this, but you're quite a talented volleyball coach, and you've
wow.
worked with some pretty epic
Bold.
programs here. Just kind of tell us a little bit about your volleyball involvement here locally in Calgary and across the province.
Yeah, what a great community. I've been coaching volleyball for over 30 years.
That's awesome.
Just high school now, but
Yep.
I did SAIT for a number of years, Team Alberta for 4 or 5 years. It's a great team sport. I've coached women's for probably 90% of my career, and I've had amazing volleyball players that have played for me come and work for me, and it's a really great community, and you see, and as basketball is too, you'll see those friendships, at the volleyball level. You see those group of six or seven girls in grade 7 and 8, and then now they're 30 years old and it's the same group.
Yeah.
They go
My
to each other's
sister
weddings,
played club volleyball for a long time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah. And she man, it's intense.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
parents.
My parents were not prepared for the
Mm-mm-mm.
intensity that comes with
Yeah.
club level sports. Wow.
Yeah,
It was nuts.
it's a blessing and it's a curse.
Yeah.
With those kids that are, COVID was really coming out of COVID is really hard,
Yeah.
right?
I believe it.
Because- And I'm not talking just about volleyball. I'm talking about sports in general.
Yes.
And I try to remind parents, I'm like, look, I get it. You're paying a fee, but your expectations are, you have to understand, this is what the coach does.
Mhm.
Right. So my favorite is Malcolm Gladwell. Right. Now there are the few, like, call it 10 to 15% of parents that might have played the sport or coached the sport.
Yes. Yeah.
But the other 85% of parents are like, so you have the Malcolm Gladwell hours in teaching that skill or, coaching a team?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
what are
So-
the hours?
Yeah. I'm over the 10,000 hours,
Okay.
like massively over the 10,000.
No, sorry, I meant that's the
To a
Malcolm
fault.
Gladwell.
Yeah. It's the
10,000,
10,000
right?
hours of expertise in any given area, right? To call yourself an expert.
Yep.
But, it's sports in general. And hey,
Yeah.
this goes back to
Mhm.
the event center, right? Like the new rink, right? Sports is so important to the mental health of our youth.
Mhm.
And I'm talking all sports. I grew up skateboarding too.
Yeah.
Like anything that gets that physical activity going, it's important.
Yeah. We just got to keep these parents at bay. Get them to let the coach do the coaching.
Yeah.
No more
It's-
sideline stuff.
Well, hey, I will
Families.
put this out there. It's not just volleyball. I've heard
It's
it-
everything.
I've
Like,
heard it from so many coaches that come through Trolley 5 because there'll be
Yeah.
a tournament at Western
Yep.
or a tournament at the Rexall Center, and they're like, "Man, I can't do this. I can't coach. I can't do this with the parents anymore." Right? So
I
I think
believe
parents
it.
got to be careful. Like,
Yeah.
there's some high quality coaches out there that are going to be leaving sports because they just can't deal with parents. Can't do it.
the drama.
You gotta pull and narrow it.
I don't think I'll have kids in my future, but I like
Never
sometimes
say never.
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't think it's for me, but
That's
I
fine.
would think about it
either.
and how I would be as like a sports mom. Wow. Wow. Like, because I'm just so like fiery and passionate and protective of my loved ones. And if it's like a child of mine,
Yeah.
I'd probably be a nightmare.
There'd
But
be
then
I
you
fights
gotta-
in the
promise
stands.
you.
gotta
Yeah.
ask yourself, do you want them to grow? Right?
Yeah.
Because if you're like, if it's underneath the wing or the snow shovel parents or
Yeah.
Helicopter.
the helicopter parent, like,
Yeah.
it's and I have seen some of the most talented players
Mhm.
fail once
Because of the drama.
yeah,
Hey?
because of the drama.
Well, I've even seen some of those videos of, and it's usually like hockey, like little kids playing hockey, or like where the
Timbits.
kids will get into a fight on the rink, and then all of a sudden the camera turns and the parents are in like a fist fight, and you're like, what is going on here, guys? Like,
Yeah.
that'd probably be me, but for like lawn bowling or something.
Oh,
Oh my
Michela's at a
gosh.
chess tournament, elbowing people in the crowd.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's my kid there. Like, my kid's a winner.
Well, I'm even shocked, like in junior hockey. So the Alberta Junior Hockey League it used to
Yeah.
be once your kid was 16, they made a junior team. They're off to a small town.
Mm.
Parents wipe their hands, right? Coach's
Yeah.
problem now. Nope, not anymore. Those parents are very much
Well, I
emailing the organization.
but
They're
I think in
involved.
that time though, look at some of the coaches during that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
So it's like this as a parent, it's like it's one of the parents looking at each other going, do not send an email. Don't say a word because that coach will drop the hammer.
Mm.
Right. And no, right. So I think, but there are some amazing parents out there. There are some like
They do a lot of volunteering too for the team, like for little roles and
high
stuff.
school, like let's get something straight. If it's a high school teacher
Yeah.
that's coaching, parents need to realize this. That teacher, by the end of a week, so if it's a basketball or volleyball coach, by the end of 1 week, that teacher's probably in the 65 to 70 hour mark.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a tournament weekend, they're 60 hours.
And they're not getting paid extra for this at all, like out of the goodness of their heart. And well, they want to keep their job, but they I remember I didn't go, I went a little bit into high school sports. I played volleyball, but like junior high was my sweet spot. That was my athletic ability, was junior high. Yeah. And I remember talking to my coach and she was just like, yeah, like it's tough. It's tricky because I want to do so good for you guys. Like I want to be the best that I can be, but it's hard that these, they are putting in the hours and they're so emotionally invested because these teachers, not only are they spending extracurricular time with you, but every single day as well. So they're super passionate and it's just they
still have to mark papers.
Yeah.
They still have to their practice plan, their class plans,
parent teacher interviews would want to make me want to die.
God bless teachers.
Yeah. We need to pay our teachers more.
Now, something that came up too, I was thinking about with you was you have a new addition to your family, a little adopted addition. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've got a big announcement coming out soon.
Oh, no. Sorry. Wait.
Oh,
I'm not even teasing that. I was going to your little puppy adopted.
No. We have not adopted those dogs yet.
Well, they're so cute.
Yeah.
And they're on your Instagram.
When you make it Instagram official. My family did that.
8-year-olds.
Okay, that's where I was going with this.
An Old English and a Frenchie.
And that's from the Alberta Bulldog Rescue, right?
Alberta Bulldog Rescue, yeah.
I will admit to you, I look on their website all the time, and I'm like,
see, you want to know something hilarious? I'm a big dog guy. We had 2 Akitas.
Oh, then, yes, yeah.
But we always fostered.
Mm-hmm.
We always fostered for ARCs, and then we fostered one bulldog for Alberta Bulldog Rescue. It was little Frenchie. His name was Pedro.
Aww, Pedro,
so cute.
I fell in love with the breed and we adopted him. And but now we've got, God bless my wife's heart, but there's the, Alberta Bulldog Rescue as ARCs, as every other rescue association out there right now has been hit with an overabundance of surrenders.
Mm-hmm. Right? Well, all the COVID pets.
All the COVID pets.
Sad.
Yeah.
So I get a call and Dawn was like, oh, by the way, Alberta Bulldog Rescues, they've got a high volume that has come in. They need help fostering. I was like, oh, awesome. Yeah.
Lay them on
grab
me.
a guy. Grab a dog. And I come home, there's 2.
Shit.
Well, 8-year-olds.
Oh my gosh.
2 is better than 1.
Bonded.
Well, when we got my dogs, and we got ours from a breeder, an ethical breeder, and we love her. She was amazing. But we went there and we looked at this litter of puppies and we were like, no, we're not just picking one. There's no way. And so they're brothers.
You got 2.
Oh yeah, 2 puppies. And it was nuts. But I can't imagine a life without them. So
okay, so you're not officially
Rufio,
adopting. Thanks for mentioning Rufio.
No, but it's it's dog therapy, man. It's unconditional love.
Shout out to all of our shelters in the city.
After Stampede, the only thing I could think about was getting home to the dogs. It's I can't wait to see the dogs.
I love that.
So you're not officially adopting them.
Wait, you know what?
I
have a feeling that we're gonna end up adopting.
Sign the petition
I can see
here
it in your eyes already.
Yeah, they're sweet girls. Yeah.
Okay, now what I was talking about the dogs and you leaked the other thing, but is there potentially a growth of the Trolley 5 family coming? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's out there. It looks like we're going to be acquiring a new brewery and a distillery.
That's exciting.
And we'll be making that announcement soon and try to have some fun.
Follow Trolley 5 to find the new hotspot in a different area of the city.
Yeah, the announcement will be made there.
Coming soon.
So excited.
Coming soon. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, from one outdated facility to another here in our great city. Michela.
Oh. Oh God.
Ouch.
No, McMahon Stadium, not.
Oh my god.
Like outdated facility? Come on.
You are.
I'm not outdated.
up
I'm
to
fresh
date.
and new.
You are up to date. I saw you on Sunday at the Big
I
Stamps game.
know. I kept my
You
word.
kept your word. Last episode, you said you were going to go, and I said if I didn't see you, it didn't happen.
I
So
was there
You were there,
with drink in hand and taco in a bag.
and your father.
Ooh,
And my
taco in
dad.
a bag.
Yeah.
I love taco in a bag.
So walk us through your first Stamps experience this season. What did you take from the game day experience?
Really nice. It
Yeah,
was really friggin' nice. A lot nicer than what I remembered in years past. And I don't know if anything was different. Maybe it's just like the perspective now that I'm older.
maybe you know what goes into the production
Yeah.
of
What
a
did you
game
like
day.
about it? What'd you like
I
more about
really
this
liked there I think what's different about the in-game presentation stuff from the Stamps versus let's say a Flames game is that you can see all of like the moving parts. At the Dome, you have obviously like the Zamboni entrance and like things kind of happen and you have the red corner, but like you can see like the hustle and bustle of
Yep.
everybody on the field. And I saw like some of our coworkers like from the Flames, they were working there, and like I think there's going to be a lot of involvement with the kids, but I think what was special about this is like the parents were really encouraging the kids to get involved too. Like when Ralph comes along with like the little footballs and stuff. And I was like, this is really, and the weather was perfect. Oh my God. It was really nice because we were on the west side. You were in the sun. I was in the shade.
Yeah,
but
we are always East Siders, and we love the sun.
yeah.
But here's why: because you liked it yesterday when it's 30 degrees. You wait till November.
No, I'm not going
when
in
it's
November.
freezing, and we have
Come
sunshine
on,
beaming
that's
down.
true fan.
I know. Well, I am a fair weather person, much like you, Ernie. I like to be comfortable temperature.
East
We'll
side's where
see.
it's at. It
We'll
was
see.
hot yesterday though on the east side.
I mean, I got to experience both for a little bit. It
Yep.
was really nice, and
It was hot. Great crowd yesterday too. I thought it
Mhm.
was really good crowd in McMahon for
It
a Sunday
seemed
evening.
pretty full.
Yeah.
At least like on like
What,
the west side.
25,000-ish?
Yeah, on the west side it seemed a little bit like on that side a bit more full than the east side, but still really, really nice. Also, I want to give a shout out to this guy that I met at the game, Darcy. He came up to me. He's like, I'm just like such a big fan of yours.
Aw.
And he listens to the show. So Darcy, thank you for coming to say hi. That was really nice of you and it made my day.
Thanks, Darcy.
Yeah. And so it's just it's once again, it's that like family atmosphere, the culture of the city, and like I like football and I like football players. So I cannot complain.
Okay, so you were eyeing up some of the Ottawa RedBlacks when you were coming sitting by
And
our
our
seats.
and our stamps.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Like-
What's your picks? Michela has a type, Ernie, in case
I
you
got
didn't
a
know.
type. And
Here it
I
comes.
don't know if it's like served me well in the past, but we'll see.
I've seen some of your
Any
conquests. and
numbers there? Any numbers?
Okay, I'm gonna start with our stamps.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
it.
my eyes on number 24.
a punter.
I know. And he was on the sidelines
You
for the
picked-
whole
You picked a
Game.
punter.
he was on the sidelines for the whole game, but at least I was
Yeah, well,
looking
he was
though.
we don't think he punts. He has like one roll, and let's kick the ball.
But I don't even think he like hit the
Big
turf.
man,
Like
you
I
have
have
one
no
roll.
idea. But yeah. He was number 24. He's my guy.
Okay, and the guy that you picked on Ottawa, I could spot him from a mile.
Yeah, because he's a brick shit house.
Yeah.
Woo!
Number 67, Hunter Stewart.
Hunter Stewart, and he's got nice long flowing hair, and I like him big and chunky, and that was my kind
And
of guy.
I wasn't really watching him that intently until you pointed him out.
And then you were like, oh
he
yeah,
had swagger too. He walked everywhere, the
I love
chest
the-
out.
the
Like,
chest out, the peacocking, and I'm just like, I melt like butter. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
So, football players out there,
You gonna write a song about this?
Michela's single.
This-
Ooh,
all this stuff happened.
would be
here is
called
like,
touchdown.
Well, built like a shit brick house.
Close.
Close, brick shit house.
Brick shit house.
So
No.
after you picked 67, I was like, well,
What
we
was
said
your pick?
we said 8 rows behind the visitor bench, and I was like, well, I better find one. 23, Ackland from Ottawa.
Woo!
Totally different type.
Oh,
Totally
man.
different.
I know.
But yeah,
there's just some good looking dudes in sports in general. And
Yeah.
for what I love about this show in particular is that since we don't dive really deep into stats, we're tapping into a whole kind of new like
Yeah.
demographic of people who want like an easy listening sports situation for a podcast and a show. And I'm like, ladies, trust me, come to a sports game, whether it is Stamps or the Flames or the Wranglers or the Roughnecks or whatever. It's a good time. Visually, very stimulating.
We're not going to tell you who is the hottest player stats wise, just who is physically the hottest player.
We're gonna have a
watch.
chart next time in the back.
Well, like a power ranking as the CFL continues on. Ernie, who's your hottest stampeder?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Who's your
man.
favorite, Ernie? Lay it on.
You don't have to go sexually, just overall. Who's been your favorite all time?
Who's
Honestly,
on
honestly,
fire?
right now? It'd be Jay McNeil. Like,
Hell
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, well, that's
not just
a cool
what he
guy.
played, like for what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Like what Jay McNeil is doing right now, for the Stamps, to get the Stamps back and you know the ticket sales rolling again, and to make it more family atmosphere. He's done it all. He's
Yep.
you know, and I think a key piece of why you like the game is the energy level, right? And he's what he's done with the new Red White Club there to you know, shifting the sections around and
well,
the
welcoming people onto the field after
Yeah.
the game is cool too, because like at Dogs games in Okotoks,
Yeah.
they do that, and it's such a like the kids are just ready to go.
I mean, like Jay McNeil, I'd say if you guys get a chance, get him on here.
Yeah.
Or like, and Jay'll have the players come down too. The players have like, if there's one thing that's been great about this year, the players have been far more engaged with the community. And a key piece of that comes from Jay McNeil for sure.
Yeah, and even their kind of like intermission kind of stuff on the screen, they're involving like family members of the players, and I was like,
well,
"That's
it was Family Day game was a theme.
yeah," which like okay, like maybe I came at like the perfect time.
Yeah, so you wouldn't see the same programming for, let's say, a Riders game at Saturday night.
Also, can we talk about the dog racing that happened?
Do you mean the world's fastest cow?
No, I did like the world's fastest cow. That was really
Are
great.
you talking halftime? then?
Halftime, there was dog racing. They had a heat of Chihuahuas and then a heat of corgis, and then the winners of the Chihuahuas and the corgis, those two had a race.
Who won in the end?
It was the Chihuahua. I was
What?
rooting for the corgi.
Chihuahua beat a corgi?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Fast little bugger.
we're tailgaters, so halftime means we go back to our tailgate.
See, I didn't even know about any of this.
She
I'm
goes,
just sitting here
"Are
like,
you
why
in your
Am I not sponsoring you for that tailgate?
I think you have actually.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you do.
Leftover from the
No, I think you've supplied new beer for
yeah.
Mitch Balot plays, and we always invite you and Donna to come watch. We have him play. Great time.
Sundays are like Saturdays are tough because we have weddings.
It's a Monday.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh, Monday. Oh, is the
Labor Day
game?
Classic. Yeah.
Oh, the upcoming Labor Day game.
Every Labor Day game.
Yeah.
This is a tradition. Traditions don't die.
I didn't know
which
how
Labor
deep
Day.
this ran in his
So
blood. but
Michela texts me,
fair.
"Are you in your seats right now?" I'm like, "It's halftime. We're at our tailgate. Clearly,
Forgive me. I
We
did not
will
know what
see
the
you in the
ritual
third
was.
quarter.
Die Hard Stamps, Die Hard Flames.
I know. I'm
Yes,
working
sir.
on. I'm getting back to it. I promise.
does it make you want to come back? though?
Yeah, it does.
Perfect.
Of
That's what
course.
I wanted. What are
I'm
they?
gonna
do a
hit up-
next game.
Okay, my first Roughnecks game was only this past year, and
Yeah.
that was an experience. I went with Jason Tate, and what a party!
Yeah, you were
My
saying
friend
that
JD
last
from
time.
CJ92 is
Yeah.
he's the host there.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Love
he
JD.
kills it. But those Roughnecks games are like very underrated.
Oh yeah,
So underrated.
and like apparently the St. Patrick's Day one was like the one to go to if you wanted to get a little wild.
Stay for the party. No, wait. Come for the party. Stay for the game.
I
Come
guess
for
so.
the beer. Stay for the game.
And
We're just gonna go to all the sporting events and do all
Well,
the partying and beer
I
drinking.
think it's important for us to talk about the experience of the Calgary sports and the entertainment side of it.
yeah,
One more I just got to on Thursday was another Calgary Surge game,
I still haven't been to one of those.
Surge.
which I will say this one. Remember last time I was like, they were talking about being a revolutionary like entertainment.
Uh-huh.
It was better
It's
than the
well,
first time.
Oh, back
Um,
when it was the 88s.
No, I'm just saying the first Surge game went to the second Surge
Right.
game. Their entertainment was better.
starting to get better as
Yeah.
they go.
And they won in a really exciting fashion. And they
unlike
made,
the Stamps game, we lost.
yeah,
in
yeah. So
overtime.
to wrap the Stamps game up,
How
Stamps
was
lost
the
again.
parking in the drive-in to the Surge game?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
unless you had
Yeah.
the VIP parking pass, which my boss had because he sponsors. But the general public going to that gravel far side sucks.
Yeah, I went there for a concert and I was like, man, you guys got to do something about the access in here.
Yeah, and they charge you too. So it's not only is it brutal, but then you have to pay $10 to go park in some far off gravel lot, which experience wise isn't
They
great
should have a
to pay for.
skateboard check-in, and then like you just pull up and then get onto a skateboard and skateboard your way in. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what about like parking on top of the
scooters?
hill? And you can
I don't
take
know
the-
why they
the
don't have
lift
the
down.
e-scooters there.
Yes.
They
That's
should have
true.
the e-scooters there.
Because it's
just like,
gravel, it would hurt
park,
probably.
get in there. Yeah.
4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, just bigger tires on a scooter. I don't know.
That's fair. But the Surge made the playoffs, I think, or something.
That's
recently.
exciting. Or
Should have had that
something.
pulled up.
They're
Wow, it's a
doing
good thing
pretty
you
all
went to that
right.
game.
They had a great season. It was good. They won. Have you ever seen target scoring in basketball?
No, I've heard what are they doing with the target scoring?
It's
there now?
actually a cool
And I love
concept.
basketball.
Yeah. Well, so
I've never heard of this.
some complain that basketball is really slow in that final couple minutes, right? Because you can foul out and keep stopping the clock. So this idea is at 4 minutes, the first stoppage, the clock turns off. 4 minutes left. You take the score, and whoever's leading, you add 9. So if it's 61-60, the first to 70 wins.
Yeah.
And now both teams just battle till they get to 70 points. The crowd knows exactly when the game-winning shot's on the line. Everyone gets up. It's a fun way to do it.
So weird.
Just adds a more exciting finish than just.
I've heard
killing
nothing
the
but great
clock.
things about the Surge games.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
People that have gone, like my friend Kenny from Monster, he's there at every game and he loves it.
Yeah, and they are definitely not a huge crowd. It's like that 2,000-3,000, but they're very involved. So I'd say it's more like what the Wrangler crowds were closer to the end there. It was like,
Mhm.
even if it was 6,000 in the building, they were very actively involved in the game. And that's what I found with that one. Really quick, back to the Stamps, though. There was a heartening tribute to PA announcer Dan Carson.
Yeah, Dan Carson passed not too long ago, and they had a really, really beautiful tribute to him right before the anthem.
Yeah.
And it's just he's been doing that for, I think it was over 30 years. He was with 105 here in town, and it's just these local celebrities, the impact that they make on our community is just incredible. And it was shocking to hear about his passing, and it'll always be shocking to hear about, even an early retirement from somebody, or like when somebody's not on the air or in your ears or at the game or somewhere, it just doesn't feel the same. And obviously there's going to be amazing people who will like step up to the plate and fill these people's shoes. But like, wow, like that tribute to Dan Carson was truly beautiful. And I believe they named the press box after him at that game. So, I mean, to Dan's family, so much love. He's going to continue to make an impact on this city even after his passing, and his legacy will live on. And I just think it's really beautiful how like CSEC in general, it is a family, and they will take care of their own and make sure that everybody is remembered properly. So,
and from a second generation ticket holder, if I close my eyes, that's what I hear in Stampeder football.
Of course,
Dan Carson's voice. He knew exactly when to fire the crowd up, when to kind of encourage silence. He made the games exciting. He always knew when the big drives were coming. You weren't a football fan just because Dan could control the crowd through his announcements. And he's not a hype announcer either.
No,
just his PA announcement. That's a pretty big skill set. So rest in peace, Dan. You will be forever missed in the Stampeder and Calgary community.
Mm-hmm.
One more note here before we let poor Ernie get back to work on a hot day here in the city. Go make some more beer. Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, Wolfie. We love him.
President's Award for the AHL. So congrats to him. It wouldn't be an episode if we didn't somehow squeeze Dustin Wolf into here.
Is he secretly like our #1 favorite?
Yeah, I would love to get Dustin Wolf on the show.
Hey, Dustin.
You should reach out because he'll probably answer your DMs faster than me.
Probably not. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyways,
you should reach out. You never know.
Dustin Wolf, big fan.
Big fan, Dustin.
Big things
Come
coming.
on the show.
He's been like all these lists on Twitter and stuff have all ranked him one of the top prospects out there in the system for any team right now.
Yeah.
Not future, but actually already playing. And congratulations. He had a heck of a couple of years here in the AHL of just cleaning up awards left, right, and center.
What a big swinger. We love it.
Yeah, he can jump in that crease as much as he wants for us.
I love watching his little dancey dance he does. It's my favorite thing.
Ernie, thank you so much for being with us here today. I can't wait for a few more summer days at Trolley 5 and into the hockey season. Hopefully we can catch a game. Maybe not the Oilers games when you're wearing the wrong colors, but Game
There is
over.
an Alberta flag.
Switzerland. Trolley 5 is
floating
Switzerland.
There is. There was this quickly one last story here. There's this one game, and it was a very back and forth. I think it was like an 8-7 game in the end. It was that one where at one point Edmonton was way up. Calgary came back. It was just back and forth, not defensive hockey by any stand. But Ernie's sitting one section over. We're in our season seats, and his wife goes, "There are two guys just shooting daggers at you right now." And he looks over,
and Morgan and Lyle are
They're like, yeah. They're like, hey, sit down, shut up.
and it was just us going, "What are you doing wearing that jersey today?" But it's part of the fun battle of Alberta.
Well, my business partner, his season tickets are very close to theirs.
Yeah.
And my business partners, and we're both diehard Flames fans. Let's make sure
You are. I should
make that clear.
True that,
I am
yeah.
still a diehard Flames fan.
fair.
But to that game, he said, I'd really like to see you try to wear one of your Oilers jerseys there. And I was like, gladly.
Try me, I've got it. That's so funny. Ernie, thank you for being here.
Thank you guys.
This has been really nice.
Yeah.
And to everybody listening, please go hang out at Trolley 5. Have some food, have some beer, say hi to Ernie, be nice to the staff, tip them real well, and go check out that new location whenever that is.
We're gonna have to start negotiating our advertising agreement right now after all
I
this.
know. No, you know what? If you're
sponsorship,
if you're a guest on the show, you're a friend of
Oh, we
ours,
love
and
it.
we're gonna pump your tires. Also, FlamesNation Citizens, please feel free to give us a follow on all of your favorite social media platforms. We're there. Shoot us a message if you've got other people in mind who we should have on the show. We love to hear from you, and we will see you next time.
Have a good week.